Good day and welcome back to another DB Legends video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at the green Super Saiyan 3 Legends Limited Goku and if he's been improved by his unique equip. Now I think he has, but to be honest with you, it could be team comp, could be the other gear that I have on him. He still felt quite fragile. Obviously, he is super dependent on getting his unique gauge. I think anyone who has played with him knows that his unique gauge is incredibly important to the way he functions as a unit. He is a high volume damage dealer. He is not a, he's not a tanky. He's not supposed to be a tanky unit. The question always stands of if he's tanky enough to be a good option. So damage wise, he's still very good. He was good before. His unique equip kind of just improves that, makes him really crazy. He does still have a lot that's really good. He can fast draw, he can push up the tempo. The big thing is when he was released, increasing art card draw speed was not as common as it is now. So it was like a very good mechanic to have, but it wasn't like absolutely crucial like it is now. Now it's like omega crucial, and everyone has it. And now they're even making units that reduce arts card draw speed. So definitely something to factor in. I don't know if his combo rush is as important as it was back in the day. Like, he's only got a 1 level arts card draw speed increase. He gets a second level for 15 seconds upon main ability. If his unique gauge is full, he obviously gains vanishing gauge, reduces the opponent's vanishing gauge, which is obviously really good. He gets some health restoration. Like, a lot of the effects, if he has his unique gauge up, are very good. It's just that basically if he doesn't, he can have some problems. So let's talk about him. So obviously, like I said, big time volume damage dealer. He can start to stack some ultimate damage for himself, with plus 5% ultimate damage inflicted every single time he does a strike or blast card. He is a good multifaceted damage dealer. He's got a damage inflicted buff. He gets, an additional damage inflicted buff when he enters the battlefield. He nullifies enemies' special actions that could do cover change. So, like, him entering into the battlefield is pretty good. I will say he's much akin to, like, Trunks, like the blue Trunks. For me, blue Trunks is a finishing unit. You don't really want to throw him in until you are either down to 1 unit yourself, or you are looking to finish off a specific typing. Goku is kind of the same. Goku, his unique gauge, I would say, is, even with the platinum, fills up on the slower side of things, in the grand scheme of things. And I do think that, the rate at which it fills up is not to the, is not at a big enough speed. I do think it needed to be a bit faster, needed to be, even with the plat, at max level. I would say it's probably at an acceptable level, because realistically speaking, your best way of still getting his unique gauge to proc is still subbing him in when you're basically, you're down to no units, because that's how he can get an instant proc on the unique gauge, which is obviously super duper good. Obviously, now one thing I will say, so a lot of his abilities get a big augment. Like, for example, his main ability is really good when the unique gauge fills up. He restores his own vanishing gauge whilst also simultaneously reducing the opposition's to 0, which is a very big mechanism for him, because if you do that while subbed in with obviously his special notifications to active, he can essentially force the opponent to either sub in and take a huge damage, or he can basically paralytically destroy someone, which is really good. The augments that you get are pretty solid. on most of his abilities. The Super Dragon Ball Meteor, inflicts no switching. His special move when he's got the gauge full, the special skill, increases his health by 10%, which is really good. Dragon Fist, his ultimate skill, has no unfavorable element factors, which is obviously very good. So he gets like really, really nice buffs when he does fill up that unique gauge. So you do want it full. I mean, you can see here, like, the ultimate Dragon Fist does some pretty good damage, even without factoring in, the unfavorable type advantage. So it is something that I would say you want to be or keep track of, at least from my side. However, obviously, like, whenever a unit is built kind of entirely around their unique gauge proccing, there is kind of that brief window, or that window where the unique gauge hasn't procced, that they can feel a bit underwhelming. And Goku is one of those units whereby his lack of defensive security can leave him to getting kind of dominated before the point where his unique gauge can proc, and then he sits in like a weird position whereby he's like, not doing huge damage, he's doing like good damage, and he's also not really that tanky. So it's just a weird space. Again, could be my gear, could be my team makeup, but for me, I think personally speaking, he's solid-ish. Obviously, you could really push the Zenkai narrative with him. I have no Zenkai boost with him, and there actually are quite a few Zenkai boosts that you can run with him. However, I think the Zenkai boost definitely would help. Obviously, of course, it would help. But I don't really like to measure if a unit's viable with Zenkai boosts. I think he's good. I think he's solid. I think he's a great answer for some blue options. But I just don't think he's oppressively dominant with this unique. And considering how he's been since release, I think it is a bit of a shame, because it feels like he's never really been oppressively dominant. Like, it doesn't feel like he's ever been in the space where he's been the most OP character. It was very unlikely that they would do it with a unique equip to set him up, but yeah, for me, I think they definitely could have pushed that narrative a bit more, and maybe had him come out and be a bit more oppressive, a bit more good offensively. But I think the unique does help. Definitely makes him relevant. I think before this, trying to use him was impossible unless you just used him basically when your team ran, like, you used only the other two units and then you basically just ran him as a final closer. Now he feels a little bit better mid-fight, a bit more consistent. But yeah, I wouldn't say in any way, space or form, that he's insane. But he's still pretty good. But that's my opinions. I'd love to hear your guys' opinions. And yeah, that's basically going to be it from me. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. So until then, yeah, that's basically it from me. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. See you guys in the next one. Till then, bye.